Hello parents and caregivers, I'm so happy to have you back again for this month's Learning Literacy Series installment, brought to you by the Reading Public Library's Northeast Branch Library on 11th Pike Streets. And this month we are talking about phonological awareness. What is phonological awareness? Well, basically, we are going to be talking all about singing and playing with music and rhymes with our child because that is the best way to build this mysterious phonological awareness. So as defined by the standard set in Every Child Ready to Read's literacy planning tool, phonological awareness is the ability to hear and play with the smaller sounds in words. So what does that mean? Another definition I found says that phonological awareness is the ability to hear, recognize, and play with the sounds in spoken language. What we mean by that is that we have a certain set of goals of things that we want kids to be able to identify in words, things that we want them to be able to break apart in our language. So some of those things are a child's ability to identify rhymes. We want them to be able to tell that one word rhymes with another word. We also want them to be able to recognize alliteration. So alliteration is when two words start with the same sound and or letter. We also want our children before they enter school to be able to count syllables in a name. So a syllable is that beat in a word. So the word word has one syllable. My name, Miss Angelique, it has Angelique, 3 syllables. We want them to be able to count the syllables in their own name. We also want them to be able to identify syllables in words. So we're going to go into later about how you can get them to recognize these syllables. So why is phonological awareness important for them to go into school? And what does singing have to do with all of that? We are going to jump into this topic in our series this month. So keep watching. Phonological awareness is crucial for reading success when kids enter school. Why? Well, think about back when you were a little kid, or maybe even now, when you encounter a word you've never seen before when you're reading a book. So what do you do when you encounter a new word? Well, what kids are taught to do in school is to sound out that word syllable by syllable. So maybe you see what I'm talking about here. We want kids to recognize how to break down words so that later they can figure out how to read them. And one of the best ways we can do that is by having fun with our kids with rhyme and music. So where does that come in? Well, when we sing, we slow down language. We don't sing nearly as fast as we talk, unless you're maybe a top rapper. And when you rhyme, you're recognizing different ways that words relate to each other. So we have to break down words. We have cat and hat. We need to recognize that k and hat are different, but the second half is the same. So by having fun singing and rhyming, you're having your child enjoy learning while you're also unconsciously having them slow down language and start to hear those sounds. Now, with more purposeful play in ways that we talk and sing and read with our child, we can also have them identify those syllables. So when we sing, you actually, if you notice, every syllable generally has a note. So just think of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Those aren't real words, but you can see every syllable has its own note. And this goes with most songs. So when you're singing with your child, you are going to help them with syllables. And you can see we can also incorporate all sorts of fun instruments and use them to just tap out syllables together. So in this series, we are going to go over some fun games that you can play with your child to work on phonological awareness and singing and making music together. We are going to go over reading strategies so you can figure out how you can incorporate phonological awareness and singing and music in natural ways into your reading with your child. And we are also going to go over some of my favorite songs that you can sing with your child and some different example rhymes and tongue twisters. So if you haven't already, you can pick up a Go Pack at the Northeast branch of the Reading Public Library. Now, this is optional. I'm going to tell you all the supplies you need for the few supplies you'll need in this craft, but they're available to you if you'd like to make the tambourine and shaker craft we're going to be making. And of course, I'm going to talk about books that you can use with your child, and you can check those out from any Berks County Library branch. All right. Let's jump next into some of the activities you can do with your child.